All right, here we are. Here we are. I'm a little excited. I just scheduled my practice exam. I'm sorry, not practice. What am I saying? I just scheduled my actual 1101 exam. I'm really, really nervous. I'm not going to lie. I have been putting 1 to 2 to 3 hours a day on this exam since the very beginning of February this year. I was studying for it in 2023. But a lot of things happened in my life that made me have no choice but to put this exam and things like that on the back burner. A lot of things had to go on the back burner so that I could keep moving forward. It's 2025 now. I've recovered from all of that. I took way too long getting back on the horse. I was scared. I didn't have the confidence to push myself to go back through the material. You know, you can't just take a year off and expect to do well on the exam, right? So we've been cramming, we've been reviewing, we've been learning, we've been testing, hands-on, on the computer, and talking to people, trying to explain things. And we're at that point now where, I just scheduled the actual exam. It's 10 days away from now. I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling nervous, but I feel confident at the same time. I've been taking full-length practice exams that were 61 questions. And I've been getting 90s, I've been getting 80s. My scores keep trending upward. Okay, when I was taking practice exams in the beginning of April and in late February, I was getting 70%. And a week and a half later, I started getting 80s and then 85s. And then 93s. And that makes me feel really confident because I make sure to take tests that I haven't taken in multiple days. I'm trying my best to not just retake the same quizzes over and over again with the same questions because I will simply just remember the answers to the questions and unintentionally. You'll just pick up, you'll just remember the spot where the right button is. When you see a particular word, your brain will just make associations and cut through the knowledge itself. Your brain will just game the test, basically. So to avoid that, what I'm doing is I have a series of practice tests and quizzes and flashcards, and I don't do the same thing twice. So I'll take practice test 1, look at the score. The next day, I'm going to take practice test 2. And the next day, I'm going to take 3. The next day, I'm going to take 4. And the next day, I'm going to do flashcards. Right? So once a week, I'm only going to see each thing once. And I'm going to have to remember stuff from it, not just the actual format or where the right question is, where the right answer is. I really am going to force myself to have to remember it. That's what I feel like has been working for me. Earlier in February, I would take a practice test, and I would take it again later that day, right? I would take it twice a day. And what I found is that by the end of the 12 chapters that I was gaming the tests and not actually remembering them. Okay, all that aside, when you get to work here, we just don't have all day to chit chat through the history of me taking the exam and my history with the material, blah 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 blah. Okay. Let's clean up the phone here for a second. Email. Man. Okay, so let's just go over the exam objectives. The Core 1 exam objectives, the 1101. It's April. So let's say I pass this test in April. I'm pretty sure let's check real quick. I'm pretty sure the 11 series. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't type. I'm so nervous. Like as soon as I bought the test, I just got a shot of anxiety. Just straight shot of anxiety. September 25th. Okay, so the 1102 expires on September 25th. Right now it's fucking April. May, June, July, August, September. We'd have 5 months. I think that's enough time. May, June, July, August, September. We have 5 months and 25 days. Just 5 months, 3 weeks. 4 months, 3 weeks to do the 1102. I think we can do it. We have to now. We already fucking bought the voucher. We have to do it. There is no goddamn choice, unfortunately. There is no goddamn choice. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Candidates are encouraged to use this document to help prepare for the exam. In order to receive certification, you must pass 2 exams, the Core 1 and the Core 2. The Core 1 and Core 2 certification exams will verify the successful candidate has the knowledge and skills required to install, configure, and maintain computer equipment, mobile devices, software for end users, service components based on customer requirements, understand networking basics and apply basic cybersecurity methods to mitigate threats, properly and safely diagnose, resolve, and document common hardware issues, apply troubleshooting skills, and provide customer service using appropriate communication skills, understand the basics of scripting, cloud technology, virtualization, and multiple OS deployments in corporate environments. This is equivalent to 12 months of hands-on experience working in a help desk support technician, desktop support technician, or field service technician role. These content examples are meant to clarify the test objectives and should not be construed as a comprehensive listing for all the content of this examination. Results from subject matter expert workshops, industry-wide survey results regarding skills and knowledge. Okay. Test details. Required exam 1101. Number of questions 90. Maximum of 90. Types of questions. Oops. Multiple choice and performance based. 90-minute test. Recommended experience 12 months of hand-on experience in a help desk technician, desktop support field, or other. Don't have that. I have no experience. Unfortunately. No work experience. Well, I shouldn't say, I mean, specifically in those roles, no, but do I have transferable skills from jobs that require some level of technical know-how? Yeah. It's just not directly that job. And what's funny is that when you apply for this job, they expect you to have experience in this job, right? And that's entry level, what they call entry level. So you apply for desktop support technician. They tell you you need to work 5 years as a desktop support technician to get this entry level role. How's that supposed to work? So this test is for people who already have the job. Okay, the job is for people who already have the job. How do you get the job? How do you start? Where do you start? You don't start here. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Everyone tells you have to start somewhere else. There is no start. It sounds like you're just born into it. You're either born into it or you're not. You either are born with a parent who was in this field in the 80s and 70s and 90s, or you're not. It's one or the other, right? Or you can get a job that pays $7.25 an hour and start from there. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, breaking into this industry will drive you in fucking sane. How they all kick you around like a basketball. You should start at the test. You should start at work. You should start at the test. You should start at work. You should start at school. You should start at the cert. You should start at work. You should start at the school. You should start at the cert. There is no start. There is no end. You have to prove to someone that you're a fucking complete nerd, basically. And I feel like it really helps to not be a like reasonable normal person. It helps to be like a weird like geek who only knows computers and that's it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm anxious. If you can't tell. Shit makes me anxious. Makes me anxious. This is not just a test to take. It's not just, it's a lot more than that for me. There's something really existential going on here. Very existential. God, that sounds so bad. What is that? I can hear like chirping in the signals. This transponder is fucked. It's fucked. Why does it make crazy sounds like that? In pairing mode. One second here. Is it the fact that he's got a power source? Is that it? No. God. Okay. It really doesn't matter what it is, it's just gonna keep doing it. This Bluetooth transponder sucks. It was really good for a while, it's just been shitting out on me lately. It's fucking annoying, man. Excuse me. Doesn't matter what port it's on. Okay. Alright, exam objectives. Mobile devices. Given a scenario, install and configure laptop hardware and components. We need to know how to replace batteries, device. Hardware and device replacement. Batteries, keyboards, and RAM. Know how to replace batteries and RAM. Keyboards are just frustratingly annoying. Okay, so in terms of laptops, I would say we got that part done, right? We've definitely taken a laptop apart and figured that all out. Here's the SODIMM dual-sided 8GB RAM stick. We know how to put those in. Easy money. It's just this easy right here. That's it. Hard disk, we know how to do that. SSD migration, there are tools for that. HDD, SSD replacement, wireless cards, yes, yes. Biometrics, NFC, yes, yes. Compare and contrast display components. Got LCD, OLED. This I haven't seen these details on any practice exam or anything. No practice test, no practice exams mentions particular components of the LCD display. Mobile display, you know, we've got on the backlight the digitizer, blah 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 blah. Wi-Fi antenna and connectors, typically in the front near the webcam, in the display. Camera, webcam, microphone in the display at the top. Inverter is what converts the power from AC to DC to go into a laptop screen. Given a scenario, set up and configure accessories and ports of mobile devices. We've got USB, micro USB, Lightning. We have serial or copper cable interfaces, NFC, Bluetooths, mobile hotspots. We have touch pens, headsets, speakers, webcams, docking stations, port replicators, which is similar to a docking station, not quite, and then trackpads or drawing pads. That's all fairly comfy there. Given a scenario, configure basic mobile device network connectivity and application support. Okay, yeah, so configure basic mobile device connectivity. Global system for mobile communication, GSM versus CDMA. 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Preferred roaming list, yeah. List of towers to use while roaming. Location services, we got GPS. We got cellular location, MDM, MAM. Mobile device management is for configuring mobile devices in a network, and mobile application management is for configuring applications on managed mobile devices in a network. So, yeah, two-factor authentication, corporate apps, corporate email configuration, it gets fun there. Mobile device synchronization. Use Microsoft 365, iCloud, Workspace, mail, photos, calendars, contacts are what we sync most of the times. Data caps are important and relevant. Compare and contrast transmission control protocol and user diagram protocol and their purposes. So TCP is a way of sending data over a network where the packets are inspected as they arrive, and they are ensured to be in the correct order and with the correct data. They are completely verified. It's a little bit slower than UDP, but you have very high precision and accuracy. And then with UDP, it's kind of the opposite. It's a little more fast and loose. It's more about quick delivery. It doesn't verify or check that packets are intact or in the correct order. it sends them in a way to quickly get the message sent, which is much more useful for something like a video call or a voice call, where it needs to be as seamless as possible, even if there are hiccups. Right. And then we have all of our magic ports here. 3389 remote desktop. Yeah. 443 is HTTPS. 389 is LDAP. 161, 162 is SNMP. The only ones I'm not 120% on are this 389 for LDAP, 445 for SMB, or CIFS. Compare and contrast networking hardware. Routers are for routing network traffic between PCs on a network. Patch panel is like where you connect a bunch of different data cables together, right? Access points are points at which computers or systems gain access to a network, like a wireless access point where you log into it with Wi-Fi, or when you Ethernet onto a router, that's an access point. What's the technical definition of networking switches? Right, because like a hub and a switch, I feel like what those things do get just a little gray in the middle. Okay, so like managed switches can prioritize traffic. They have VLAN configuration and they do port management. So what's the difference between an unmanaged switch and a hub, right? I know that seems kind of simple, but what's the specific difference? An unmanaged switch and a hub differ significantly in how they handle network traffic. Unmanaged switch operates at layer 2, the data link layer. It uses MAC addresses to intelligently forward packets only to the intended recipient device. Okay. Unmanaged switches are plug-and-play devices. Okay, like my KM switch right here. Right, I've got a keyboard mouse switch sitting right next to me. I would imagine that it's an unmanaged switch. And then I have a hub right here, a USB hub, which operates at layer 1, the physical layer. It broadcasts all incoming data packets to every connected device, regardless of the intended recipient. Okay, so first of all, hubs are just less secure. They send everything to everything, whereas the managed switch sends the right thing to the right place. I see. Ooh. So hubs just take signals and broadcast them, whilst switches find the right place to put the right data. Hubs are like megaphones. They broadcast everything, which can create unnecessary traffic and slow down a network. On the other hand, switches act like a precision courier, ensuring each packet reaches its correct destination by using the MAC address of the device. Switches are smarter, faster, and far more efficient for managing networks. I see. On paper, well, not on paper, but like to your eyes, they don't appear all that different. But it sounds like it makes sense. Okay. So I have a USB hub and a KM switch. Let's compare and contrast, because I have one of each. They're just not completely different. Let's go window capture. Let's go. Didn't I have a second window capture? Where'd it go? We will use. Let's take. Let's grab Copilot. Not gonna allow that, are you? Oh, it's not pulled up, right? Is that it? No, it's not letting me capture it. That's fucking weird. It's got my mouse. It's see, I'm highlighting stuff and it's showing the right mouse input, but it won't let me see. Oh, what the hell? What? What? Why can't I see that? Capture method automatic. Windows 10 and up. Okay, there we go. Can you read that fine? It looks kind of crappy. It still looks kind of crappy. Okay. Purpose expands a single USB port into multiple ports. Yeah. Does not allow for switching between computers. Yeah. Whichever computer you plug it into, it's gonna get the full bore. Multiple peripherals limitations, cannot manage multiple computers. Yeah. Okay. So a hub is like a one PC thing. I mean, in theory, because you could take a hub and plug it into a network, couldn't you? But it would probably hurt the bandwidth, like we were saying earlier. KM switch purpose allows you to share a single keyboard and mouse between multiple computers, lets you switch control between connected computers with a press or hotkey without needing to separate peripherals for each. Does not typically provide USB ports for other devices. Mine does. So a KM switch is an unmanaged switch. KM switch and an unmanaged switch have different functionalities. Job is to share a keyboard and mouse, sometimes other peripherals. Yeah. It doesn't handle network traffic like data package. Managed switch. This is a networking device that connects multiple devices within a LAN. It forwards data packets between devices intelligently using MAC addresses and focuses it on managing network traffic, not peripherals. Okay. So a switch directs data to the right MAC address, similar to how a KM switch directs IOs between the computer and the peripherals. In a way, you could think of it like that, but there's a key difference in that what they are directing and how. A network switch works at the data level. KM switch doesn't deal with data packets or addresses. It simply shifts the IO control, the keyboard and mouse signals from one computer to another. It's like flipping a switch that decides which computer gets to listen to the peripherals at the moment. So while directing the part is a shared theme, the mechanisms and purposes of these switches are entirely different. You're definitely thinking like, fuck you, don't glaze me. Don't fucking glaze me right now, man. I need realistic shit. Okay? My grandma's out here being based. My grandma is out here being hella based. Man. It's a lot of people can't stand seeing my family. When I see them on Facebook, they're champions. It's not usual to see a boomer out here talking mad shit, and that's something my grandma, who has never really been one to do. I just appreciate how she's not quiet. She's brave in that sense. Okay. Let's get back to what we were doing before. Alright, so networking, okay, so now that we know what an unmanaged switch does, let's actually switch gears and talk a little bit about managed switches. You might say it's kind of lame to use this as a study guide or as a study resource, but I mean, honestly, I'm typing in complicated questions and getting answers to them instantaneously. I'm not using it to do the work for me. I'm asking it questions and learning from the answers. I think it would be entirely different if I was doing something else, like doing a test and then using this as reference material to get the questions right. Right, that would be full cognitive offloading. But I don't really feel like I'm doing that right here. I feel like what I'm doing is just asking pointed questions where I'd have to watch a 10-minute YouTube video and scrub through it to find the answer when I can just get it right here, right now. So unmanaged switches are plug-and-play devices that require no configuration. They automatically connect devices within a network and forward packets based on their MAC addresses. There's limited control, no options for monitoring network traffic. Monitoring or managing. So what? How is that? An unmanaged switch that connects multiple devices and intelligently. We'll get there. They're more affordable, limited scalability, not suitable for complex or growing networks. Man, just scheduling that test and paying for the voucher has really changed my mental state. I'm excited, right? I want to get it through. I want to pass. I feel like I really have a good shot at passing, like a greater than 70% chance of passing. We have a retake just in case. We bought the retake. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's not worry about the retake. Let's worry about the material. Okay, advanced devices that allow network administrators to configure, monitor, and manage network traffic. This includes VLAN, quality of service, and SNMP monitoring. Extensive control over network settings. Let me see something here. I'm gonna try something. This is some bullshit that we're dealing with right now. This audio quality is fucking trash. I can't handle it, man. It's so bad. I know I've got like some headphones in here. So I thought I did. I got some headphones somewhere around here. Oh, they're in that little box. I just want to plug these in and see if the audio quality is equally as fucking bad. You know? Like, is it, maybe it's the PC sound, maybe the sound card is shit. Maybe the sound settings are all messed up. In theory, I should just be able to pair my AirPods directly to the Bluetooth on the PC, right? Actually, what the fuck am I doing? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What am I doing? Put these in. Bluetooth. Let's turn it on. New devices. Go into pairing. Connected mic and audio. Really? Okay. No. Headphone. God, that's so much better. Oh my god, that's so much fucking better. It sounds so much better. Incredibly better. Incredibly better. Holy fuck. Anyway. Okay, manage switches. Advanced devices that allow network administrators to configure, control, and manage network traffic. Features include VLAN support, quality of service, and SNMP monitoring control, extensive control over network settings, enabling network prioritization. Okay, so this is like for heavy goddamn networking, where efficiency is absolutely mission critical to it functioning. Critical. Like you have like managed switches are for networks so complicated they won't run without them. I understand. Highly scalable, making them ideal for networks that need to grow or adapt over time. Yeah. Okay, so what's the limit? Limit of usefulness with an unmanaged switch. For the next 10 days, this is basically what we're going to be doing, right? Fuck video games, man. And they don't offer advanced security like port authentication or VLANs. Okay. That's the big. The fact that they don't offer VLANs, that says everything right there. So the second it gets to that point of complication where you need virtual networks and virtual ports, this is no longer useful. They don't provide tools for monitoring networks. Yeah, that's very bad. You need to monitor your network. No scalability as networks grow, and unmanaged switches can adapt to increased complexity. Right? If you just keep adding unmanaged switches, it's just going to bungle up the network. Why isn't it? Wow, okay. Hmm. Networking hardware, a firewall, like a UTM. So a firewall and a UTM are the same thing in a server rack? Not exactly. Both a firewall and a UTM device are used for network security. They have distinct functionalities. A firewall is primarily focused on filtering and monitoring incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predefined security rules. Simple enough. It acts as a barrier between a trusted internal network and untrusted external networks, blocking unauthorized access. Yeah, conceptually, yeah. So a UTM is a device that combines multiple security features into one package. In addition to firewall capabilities, it often includes antivirus, intrusion detection, and prevention systems, as well as spam filtering, VPN support, and URL filtering. It is designed to provide a comprehensive security management for a network. Let's, what does a UTM look like, right? What is a UTM? just switch over here to UTM install. How to install Windows 11 VM on a Mac. No, 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 no. How to install Kali Linux on Mac M1 and M2. No, 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 no. How to install a UTM. No, it's the same fucking things. Okay, how to use your UTM parameters to track your marketing. I don't think I ever clicked on this, but okay.
Now, I'm going to show you one additional thing that you should really do when you're doing testing, and that is to make sure that the UTM is showing up in Google Analytics the way that you want it to. We're first going to go into Google Analytics, and the reports that we're going to look at are something called real-time reports. So we're going to click where it says real-time. Underneath there, what are we testing? Well, we're testing UTMs, which are traffic sources. And then right away, we see Facebook CPC. Well, if I go back to our site, you can see there's the source of Facebook and the medium of CPC. So we know our UTMs are being seen by Google Analytics and it's being recorded by Google Analytics. And now that we have that confirmed, we are officially ready to put that link out into
No, this is fucking marketing. Protecting your home. Why does this sound like shit again? Why does this sound good? Why does this sound like shit?
Hello and welcome back to another video by myself, Kelvin. Today we're going to be looking at protecting your home network with the Sophos UTM Home Edition, because I've been focusing for the last
Built-in firewall.
give it a go yourself and reach out to me for additional.
Okay, so is a UTM hardware or software? It's just hardware UTMs are physical appliances that integrate into various security features with a single device. I imagine it's like it's something you put in a server rack, just like a firewall is. So software is like a virtual UTM. Okay, so let's look at a UTM rack. Images. Under table mounting system. No, no. This is so fucking annoying. We're getting like TM, IT security, UTM security. Images. I want to see one. I want to see one. What does it look like? There is no such thing. This is AI generated. Is this man real?
With the challenge of protecting their company's productivity and digital assets against constantly evolving and sophisticated threats. Unified Threat Management, or UTM, is a set of capabilities that provide multiple security features and services in a single device or service on the network. Today, these capabilities are more commonly packaged together and sold as a next-generation firewall, or an NGFW. Rather than having multiple separate devices, each designed to perform a specialized
An
function,
NGMW.
include antivirus, anti-spam, content filtering,
5 months ago. NGMW. Northern Group of Motoring Riders. Are you fucking serious? Am I tripping out here? NGMW networking. It doesn't directly relate to any blah blah blah. What? What are you saying, man? What are you saying? Oh, God damn it.
and web filtering functionalities all in one. UTM and next generation firewalls protect users from security threats in a simplified, cost effective way. That's unified threat management in 60 seconds.
What did he say? Fuck. Next generation
Cost
firewall is what he called it. Next gener NFG NGFW. My bad, my bad. I want to see a physical UTM. You can explore images of physical UTM devices on Elliptic Security, Fortnite, Fortgate. It's literally called Fortnite, Fortgate, Fortnite, Fortinet, Fortigate, Fortnite, Fortgate. Oh yeah, dude. You can check them out on Fortnite.com. Okay. 3 new UT services from Calyptix. It's a fucking net. Yeah, it's a server rack. Kubernetes can deliver faster. What time? Oh man, it's already 3:20. Fuck. Fuck. That is not enough time. I gotta leave for work in like an hour. Okay, so there's different sizes for different. Why? It's the same nick. LCD control, yes, yes, yes. Form factor, U1, U1, U1. Like they're all the same width. Or they're all the same height. Something standard to fit into a rack, I would imagine. Screws in on the sides. You plug your network into it right there. What does this thing do? What does it do? Today announced 3 new models of its flagship product, the Access Enforcer, a UTM firewall. Okay, the Access Enforcer models make it easier for our partners to deliver faster and safer network security to their larger clients. They also position Calyptix to further improve the security we provide to our partners in the future. Fascinating. Line of Access Enforcer devices. There we are. That's what I've been looking for right there. Unlimited users, huh? What about 10 million? Could you have 10 million users? Max use. Okay. Like a P by RAM. That thing. Anyway. We want a third window. That would be on the bottom. So if I pull up this, it will just appear. And if I pull up, it will just That's what we want. Oh, okay. Oh, right. That's right. That's right. I have this sliced. Oh. Scale it to. I also have this slice as well. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm on it. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's go back. Power over Ethernet and Ethernet over power. We get the basics, right? It sends it over the power lines. Not as fast. You can send power over an Ethernet line, you can send Ethernet over a power line. A hub is used to expand the amount of ports on a PC, typically used for extra peripherals. Cable modem. We got DSL, which is a type of broadband internet. We got optical network terminal, another form of broadband. Network interfacing card, which is a NIC, something you plug into a PC to add network functionality and connectivity. Software defined networking. I feel like that's just like VLANs and stuff like that. VNs, VLANs, M. Here's a breakdown of the concept. Networking approach that separates the control plane, decision making about where data goes, from the data plane, actual data forwarding. This allows network administrators change and configure networks programmatically using software rather than relying on specific decisions. Virtual private networks. They're secure encrypted connection. Each of these technologies play a unique role in modern IT infrastructure. Do these technologies fit in the preview of SDN? Absolutely, these technologies can fit within the broader scope. Directly a part of SDN. SDN can be manage and optimize them. Okay, okay, okay. So VPN isn't an SDN, but SDN manages VPNs. SDN can automate and centrally manage VLAN configurations. So SDN is how you manage VLAN, VPN, and VMs. Running flexible networking that matches the dynamic nature of the virtualized infrastructures. Adapt networking rules and traffic. Those are created. Okay, so it's like, so SDN, software defined networking, is how you manage your virtual private machines, your VLANs, your VMs. In essence, it acts as a framework that integrates and optimizes these technologies for better performance and manageability. So the purpose of SDN is to manage all the virtual components of a big network. That's right, the core purpose of SDN is to provide centralized dynamic management of networks, including their virtual components, control virtual components, optimize network traffic, scale, and security. Creates a network environment that's agile, efficient, responsive, perfect for modern data centers. Compare and contrast protocols. Right. Regulations between 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. Look at that. I need to charge my buzzers. My hair clippers. I'm gonna have to ready for work here soon, and I don't want to be looking scrubby and go in. I want to trim the hair. I want to trim the beard. I want to line it all up. It'll be looking good when we go into work. What's the point? Going to work if you're gonna look good, look bad, make yourself look reckless or worse, disgusting, right? We're gonna go through this step by fucking step, and we're gonna answer all of these off the top of our head. And what we don't know, we're gonna learn. What we don't know, we're gonna learn. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep pushing. We're 10 days out. 10 days out. Wireless license, regulatory. Servers are for different jobs. Email servers are for managing email in and out. Receiving track with IMAP and POP3. Syslog servers are for logging events that happen on the network. Web servers are for serving websites and web pages. AAA servers are for logging in, authorization, that sort of thing. Passwords, back filtering. Internet appliances, spam gateways, the UPM, a load balancer, which helps spread the load between servers, proxy servers, which help filter out unwanted network traffic, legacy embedded system, supervisory control and data acquisition, SCADA, which is a legacy protocol for controlling industrial equipment, and of things devices, smart home things, smart this, smart fridge, smart counters, share data in between each other and communicate on a network. Given a scenario, install or configure basic wired/wireless small office, home office. Seems like that's probably going to be a PCB right there. Installing and configuring a wireless router. Wired and wireless router. And shit, you plug it in, wire it up, connect a PC to it, type in the IP address into the web search bar, and then you can configure it from there, right? You can change the SSID, you can change the password, you can change the encryption level. You can do a lot there. You can even mess with your ports, open and close your ports from there, could you not? DNS is used for resolving IP addresses and host names on web servers. DHCP server is for configuring IP addresses on a network. So this is for resolving host names to IP addresses. This is for giving out IP addresses. Alright, we've got different types of internet, satellite, Starlink, fiber optic, we have cable internet, DSL, we have cellular. Crimpers are for use making cables. Cable strippers are used for pulling cables apart. Wi-Fi analyzer tests the speed and distance of a Wi-Fi signal. Toner probe is used to keep track of networking cables as you trace them back to their source. A punch down tool used in creating patch panels. A cable tester is used to test functionality of a cable to see that it works right. A loopback plug is used to test the port and the network interface card to see if it's capable of sending and receiving data. The network tap observes network traffic, analyzes it. Right? Isn't that right? Pretty sure that's right. Right, the text file and the DNS is the DNS zone file. Right, there's the DNS zone and the DHCP scope. Probably going to want to dive into DNS just a little bit more just to solidify all this right here. Explain basic cable types and their connectors and features. That should be okay. So we get to crossover cables are a little annoying. Do not respond to this. Replaced. Fuck, man. Fuck. All the appropriate RAM. Dual channel is usually something you find on channel. Quad channel. What the fuck? Install storage devices. Hard drive speed. Faster the faster. Form factor for PCs is 2.5 and 3.5 inches. For laptops, it's 1.8 and 2.5 inches. SSDs, non-volatile memories for storage. You can have it on SATA. You can have it on USB. You can have it on NVMe .2. Right. M.2 SSDs are small sticks. M.SATA is like a little cube box. Drive configurations, we have RAIDs. You need to understand the differences 0, 1, 5, and 10. 0 is striped. 1 mirrored. 2 is alright. 0 is striped. 1 is mirrored. 10 is striped mirrored pairs. How exactly do you define 5? It's a minimum of 3. It's more about parity. RAID 5 is mainly about what? Achieving balance between storage efficiency and data redundancy. Called block level striping. Parity. Data is split into blocks and distributed across multiple drives. Distributed parity. Parity information for use for data recovery is spread across all drives. One drive fails, the parity data can be used to reconstruct. So it's striped pairs. Okay, so let's just throw this down. So RAID 0 is striped RAID 1 is mirrored. RAID 5 is striped pairs. And RAID 10 is striped mirrored pairs. Is that right? RAID 0 is striped. Data is striped between multiple drives. RAID 1 data is mirrored. RAID 5 is striped with parity. Right, striped pairs with parity distributed. Okay, so parity and mirroring are not quite the same thing. Mirror is just a duplication. And then parity allows for data recovery. It balances, yeah. Those striped and mirrored pairs. Yeah, but with RAID 10, you have like a minimum of 4 drives, where 2 are striped and then they're mirrored. There's no parity. RAID 5 is striped with parity. RAID 10 is striped with mirrors. Parity means that you can collect the data across failed drives. How do you even get to that, right? Advanced technology extended ATX, that's your standard PC information technology extended. It's ITX, those are small systems. Motherboard connectors. Alright, we got the PCI, PCIe, power connectors, OLEX, blah blah blah. 20 pin, 24 pin, 8 pin, and 4 pin. SATA and eSATA, we know what those headers. Motherboard headers. What are those? Just like the pins? Right? Well, how come when I go into this, it's not automatically clicked to there? What the fuck? I'm pretty sure that's what they mean when they say headers. Yes, okay. Pins on the motherboard that service connection points. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fan headers, yeah. USB headers, yeah. Audio headers, yeah. Front panel connectors, yeah. Install or replace the appropriate power supply. Yeah. 110 or 120 versus 220, 240. So the 110, 120 is for the United States. 220, 240 is for European countries that have a higher powered standard out of their outlets in the walls. Right, we got plus 3 volts versus plus 5 volts or minus 5 volts. Then there's, oh, is it plus 3 minus? It's 3, 5, and 12. I think it's plus 3, plus 5, minus 5. Plus 12, minus 12. So a 2024 pin motherboard connector, redundant power supply, modular power supply. Redundant power supply is an additional one that's connected in case the first one fails. Modular power supply have different kinds of cables for different kinds of connections, whereas a non-modular is specifically designed for a particular set of components. Wattage rating is the rating at which the power rating for the power supply. There are standards of power efficiency: bronze, gold, bronze, silver, platinum, gold, something like that. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Multifunction devices. Deploy and configure multifunction devices, printers and settings. Unbox, set up, use appropriate drivers for the given OS. Device connectivity, USB, wireless, public shared. We've got a public printer. We've got a print server, configuration settings, duplex orientation, quality. Then we have security for printers, user authentication, badging, secure prints, audit logs, network scan devices, email, SMB, and cloud. Right, a scanner can scan the email, scan to the the server, file server, you know, scan it, save it to a server, cloud services as well. Sort of an IT extension. SMB. Place a laser. Install and replace a laser? Oh no, it's just a type of printer. Processing, charging, exposing, developing, transferring, fusing, cleaning. Replace toner, apply maintenance tint, calibrate, and clean. Is this a study guide? Just the exam objective. Ink cartridge, print head, roller, feeder, duplexing assembly, carriage belt, calibration, clean heads, replace cartridges, calibrate, clear jams. Replace paper, clean heating element, remove. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. Small. I imagine this gets like a really grows into a really big section and portion of these. That's when it gets. I don't think. Don't stress about that. We're not there yet. That's very. All right. All right. All right. This is gonna be tough. Where's my mic all fucked up? Oh no, no. Audio must be garbage. Not recognized. Yeah, use the JLab, man. It's plugged in. I wonder how bad that sounds. It must sound terrible. Hmm. Got 15 minutes. We got 45 minutes till I gotta leave. At this point, there's very little things that haven't at least gone over multiple times. I'm not really seeing anything that's completely unfamiliar. Kind of just visualize myself getting the job and, you know, like onboarding and stuff. Right? We gotta know that's what success is gonna look like, is accepting a position and starting getting on the job training. being introduced to new employees, getting a tour of the work facility, all that kind of stuff. That's success. Stop worrying about failure and thinking about what it looks like to keep going. What will it look like when I pass the second exam, right? We got 10 fucking days. We got 10 fucking days. We cannot waste any time worrying and doubting. We just can't. We don't have time for it. We have to push. We have an exam retake, okay? If we fail, it's not the end of the world. We have income. Right? If we fail the retake, we can afford to purchase another voucher, okay? If the 1101 exam expires, the 11 series exam expires, we will be more than capable of passing the 1201. I imagine 95% of the exam objectives stay the same. Right? Man. Oh, okay. This is just acronyms. I know what all of this is. I know what all of this is. I know what all of that shit is. All of this. I know what all of this is. Okay, tonight, when we come back, we're probably going to go from looking at exam objectives, and we're going to start working through the study guide piece by piece, page by page. Always consider appropriate policies and procedures before implementing changes, of course. Identify the problem, gather information, ask questions about the user's PC, about the infrastructure. Establish a theory of probable cause. What could cause the problem? What's most likely to cause the problem? What's the simplest way to solve the problem? Conduct research, if needed. Test the theory. Once the theory is confirmed, determine next steps to resolve the problem. If the theory is not confirmed, reestablish a new theory or escalate. Establish a plan of action to resolve problem and implement solutions. Refer to the vendor's instructions for guidance. Verify full system functionality and, if applicable, implement preventative measures. And then document it. Common symptoms: failure to post, BZOD, black screen, no power, poor performance, overheating, burning, random shutdowns, random crashes, grinding, swollen capacitor, incorrect date time. Okay, let's figure out. Let's just real quickly. Okay, if it's not posting, there's a problem with the power supply, the CPU, the RAM, or the motherboard. It could be any of those. Considering that the post is, if you're getting a beep, it's more likely to be the RAM or the CPU, or a wiring problem. If it's posting but not booting, if it's failing post, it's CPU, RAM, motherboard. If it's not posting, it's wiring or a power supply. For BZOD, we're looking at RAM and CPU more than anything else. RAM first, CPU second, motherboard third. Black screen, we're talking about video cable, we're talking monitor, we're talking video card. No power, we're talking power supply or Potentially even the wiring of the case. If the case isn't wired right, it'll appear as though it can't draw power, but really the case power buttons don't work. Sluggish performance, that's poor RAM, poor CPU, or full hard drive. More than likely, full hard drive. Second likely, not enough RAM. Third likely, CPUs being overwhelmed. Overheating. That's going to be an issue of the heatsink, the thermal paste, the CPU. Burning smell. That's probably going to come from the power supply. More than likely, it could also come from any other components. It could come from like a graphics card with melting connectors. It could come from anything with high power. So like a printer power supply. Intermittent shutdown. Random shutdowns, that points to RAM or CPU. Application crashes, that points to RAM or hard drive space. Grinding noise is almost always a fan, so it's going to be a hard drive or a case fan or a power supply. Capacitor swelling is a dead motherboard. Motherboard's done. Probably need to replace it. Inaccurate date and time, that's the CMOS battery. Common issues when you have status indicators, you need to check the motherboard manufacturer's website. Grinding noises, those are fans. Clicking sounds, also fans. Bootable device not found. You would need to check that in the BIOS. Smart is for hard drive diagnosing. Extended slow IOPS, missing drives in OS. Okay, we need to get off here, unfortunately. Yeah, we need to start getting ready for work. If we don't start getting ready for work soon, we're going to be on the back foot, which doesn't really matter, but what are you going to do? I feel like it was actually a really successful day. The fact that we had the balls to actually buy the exam and schedule it. Now I can't back down. There's no going back now. I've entered the point of no return. I've crossed over that barrier. I can't give up now. I had the ability. Yesterday I could have walked away from all of this. Right? Yesterday I could have decided that I don't have what it takes. I could have walked away. I could have backed down. But I didn't. I didn't do that. And this morning when I woke up, I didn't do that. I did the opposite. I doubled down. I tripled down. I scheduled the test. I bought the cert exam voucher. I have it now. I own it. It will expire. I have to use it. Or it's a waste of $500. So we will be taking the exam in 10 days. That's the end of the story. The question now is, how well can I commit to exam preparation in the next 10 days? That will determine whether or not I pass. Right? Because when we go up here, all right, we pull this open. Right? This is where we're at. Okay? This is where we're at right here. Okay, exam 1, 56 out of 61. 92%. Exam 2, 57 out of 61. 94%. 52 out of 61. I think the third test is probably the hardest one out of them all. 85%. And then the last one, 50 out of 60. 84%. So if we just real quick, let's calc this out. Okay. 6 divided by 61, so that's 92.92 plus 57 divided by 61, that's plus 0.94 plus 52 out of 61 plus 85, so that's plus 0.85 plus 50 divided by 60. 50 divided by 60, that's plus 0.83. But I'll round up to 4. So now we're going to divide that number 2 by 4 because we have 4 tests. So that's my average right there, 89%. I'm averaging at 89%. I can improve that. That's going to go up in the next week. Absolutely. If I continue to review, I continue to take practice tests, I continue to study, that will go up. Okay, the only way at that point that I would fail this exam is if the questions are heavily weighted through pure bad luck in a particular area that I have the lowest understanding of, which would be virtualization and cloud computing. Which, if we go back to the PDF, okay, if we go back to the PDF, where did that go? No, I put it into desktop CompTIA exam objectives. Okay, so my weakest section, virtualization and cloud computing, is the smallest section on the test. Okay, we got a chill day coming in at work, which is good news. More time to think about this and study. Holy crap. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta get ready for work, unfortunately. I just don't have enough time. It's fun, though. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. But I gotta do something about this. You know, the life that I have, I'm not happy with, and I need to change it. And for some reason, this calls to me. I don't know why, but it does. And I would be a fool to turn away from it. Right? An absolute fool. So we're gonna leave now. I'm gonna get ready for work. I'm gonna come back home, and I'm gonna continue studying tonight. We might play some games for a little bit, like way late, after we're done studying again. But more than likely, we're just gonna be studying. So that would be the right thing to do. Either way. Hopefully you can join me on my journey to get certified. Change my career and change my life. Hopefully my goal is that someone will stumble across this in my situation. And maybe it will help them in their journey like it's helping me. Maybe. Maybe. I highly doubt it, though. because I'm bad at my shit. Okay. Have a good day. Good luck with your studies if you're also pursuing the CompTIA. And I'll see you later.